Morning, everybody. Thank you for the amazing feedback I've been getting about this setup. So thank you, Suen, telling me about, see, I centered this just a bit. And let me know if you see a difference with this. I got some light. I want to show you something. Is there any noticeable difference right now? Because, check this out. Like, does that do anything as far as my view and stuff? Let me know about that in the comments. Happy coffee, everybody. It's funny, I met somebody who moved to Brooklyn. Well, good morning to you, Sean. Good morning to you. This is the comment I'm referring to. I was talking to somebody yesterday who moved to Brooklyn, and they said coffee, and I'm like, you live in Brooklyn now. It's coffee. Falcon Steph, different angle. Not really. I just moved the camera over, so I'm really centered around that sign and that sign. Suen had a recommendation of I'm putting something here. I don't know, something like newsletter readers. I'm thinking I want to make it more like my brand. Maybe. I don't know. I've been toying around with this idea of calling whatever content I'm putting out there the marketplace of ideas. Maybe I'll get a little logo or something over there. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. But I'm liking how this is like, it's developing. I have like a real cool setup, like a pro kind of thing. And then heads up on Friday. Friday, I plan on going to the gym for a 6:10 a.m. class. It shouldn't impact my 8 a.m. stream, but yes, something I'll probably go into at a later date. My fitness journey over the past year, it's been something. Okay. One more thing before I get started. I've been, you guys may see that there's a mic there, or there. I used to use this mic to stream, but that's not active actually. Some people were commenting maybe the mic should be closer to my mouth. This is actually a mic right here. So that's what I've been using so far. You still let me know if there's sound quality issues or anything that I can address. I want to start today with Smerconish poll question, because usually I like to give my own take on things, but I want to go straight into the newsletter. Today's poll question: who is right, the Philly DA Larry Krasner, who called ICE wannabe Nazis, or Governor Josh Shapiro, who said that the comment was abhorrent? I was thinking about the question because on recently, you guys know that I watch a variety of publishers, especially in the political commentary space. There was a Piers Morgan Uncensored featuring Jonathan Conricus and I forget the other person, someone of Jewish faith, when they were debating about should the Americans work to dismantle the Iranian regime or not. I would say the pro-regime advocate in that debate called both Israel and the American armed forces the Einsatzgruppen. For those of you who may not know, that's really a Nazi armed force that engaged in Nazi evils and atrocities throughout World War II. You can't do that. I mean, my position is there is no comparison to the evils of the Holocaust, to World War II, to the bad that was suffered. And between walls calling or recalling the episodes of Anne Frank to other inhabitants of Minneapolis to Philly DA Larry Krasner calling ICE wannabe Nazis. I personally don't like that rhetoric. I don't think it's right, and it shouldn't be the case. Shouldn't be the case. So, and then with Josh Shapiro being the guy who just recently, I think last week was the book release, saying that he was asked if he was an Israeli spy or a double agent. Shapiro has this image of, I guess, the Jew who will make it, and he has to toe that line, in my opinion, even more carefully because he's in the Democratic Party. And in towing that line, Shapiro said the comment was abhorrent. I don't think that Shapiro is saying that because he has to be the perfect Jew, but I do think he's saying it because he believes it and has to be the perfect Jew. I'm hoping that makes sense. Regarding the government shutdown, I sort of feel the pleasures of the I told you so's just because I've started doing this more frequently, 3-4 times a week. I'm thinking to myself, wow, what if they shut down the government, the Democrats shut down the government for a productive use? And I think they did. Kristi Noem came out yesterday saying all ICE agents will be equipped with a body camera. I love it. Great idea. The masking, I believe, is a bad issue to hang your hat up on. I have yet to hear a middle ground about when they should and shouldn't mask or should and shouldn't be able to mask. But the government is now open, and I hope productive debate will happen over DHS over the next 2 weeks. One of which is a very good starting point. Yeah, I love that. Universal body cameras. Yeah. Doesn't mean that everything needs to be released. Maybe compromising security protocols that we don't want out there. But ideally, there would be some sort of mandated release of any body cam footage that the public would be interested in seeing. Should be all of it. I'm sure that, well, the government will argue certain tapes compromise national security and DHS operations. Well, that's it's Pentagon Papers all over again. Let's see how that happens. Also, funny enough, I was engaging with the Department of Homeland Security yesterday in a business capacity. The Customs and Border Patrol are preparing to issue, or at least the infrastructure and apparatus to issue refunds in case the tariffs get ruled unconstitutional. And from the forms I was filling out, it is when it gets ruled unconstitutional, not if. I don't know how our coffers are going to take that if they need to reissue those tariffs. I just simply don't. And then, so I'm not understanding also the recent headline of the Clintons testifying in regards to the Epstein files. It's a political charade. It's a political charade. And the fact that they were going to actually, so here's where the whole weaponization of the Justice Department kicks in. The Clintons were facing a potential contempt of Congress charge. Pam Bondi, given that she went after Don Lemon in the way she did, and given that she went after every other adversary the way Trump wanted her to, you don't think she would have prosecuted the contempt of Congress just like the Democrats did for Steve Bannon and give Trump even more of a trophy? There's a great headline as to, if you want the Clintons to testify about the Epstein files, stay consistent and have Trump testify. But we know that's not going to happen. And this, like I said, the entire Epstein thing, I don't know what the whole appeal is for the American populace. I really don't. I do also want to comment on the poll question yesterday. I went into my firsthand experience and my observation of SNAP benefits, and the question remained: should SNAP be able to be used for soda and I guess sugar, junk food, things like that? Again, so the people I interact with on a daily basis are recipients of this benefit, and they use their SNAP benefits primarily for groceries. The things that they eat throughout the day using the money that they make at work, which is not really above minimum wage, are fast food. I think SNAP benefits should cover fast food, but I don't think they should cover sugared drinks and snacks. If that's a line that can be delineated, great. Is fast food good for you? No. Is it what they're going to eat anyways? Yeah, I think so. I don't know. That's really where I fall on it. My vote would ultimately be high sugar drinks should not be covered by SNAP. And a work requirement should definitely be there. And I might even be okay with fast food just to cover meals instead of, let's say, raw fruits. Maybe. That's just my that's just what got me thinking, and especially, like I told you guys a few times, since I've been in such close proximity to it, it's just that's just my general feeling towards that. You guys know I'm keeping an eye on the military buildup in the Iranian peninsula. That's not a peninsula. Let's call it the Arabian Peninsula. That is a peninsula. The fact that an F-35 shot down in a drone, I think, is just a precursor to something that is happening regarding Trump pressuring Iran, pressuring Russia. Is Trump going towards? I don't know what he'll do. I mean, Russia doesn't seem to be the front headlines right now. So I don't know what he'd be trying to accomplish. I mean, there has to be something about either there's something happening in Russia that Trump wants to grasp and take a handle on, or he's just getting impatient with Russia and he's telling Russia, if you don't stop this war, we're going to topple Iran. There's my read on the situation. Interesting. Jerry Nadler defends self-defense rights. Jerry Nadler is saying, I think he's retiring at the end of his term. He's saying that Americans have a right to self-defend amid protests over ICE tactics. I'm sure Jerry Nadler wasn't a fan of Kyle Rittenhouse. Was Kyle Rittenhouse a matter of self-defense? Was the case of Trayvon Martin self-defense? Is Jerry Nadler, over his career, I mean, I guess he started out as a common sense guy, but then really went crazy left in line and in trend with his district. So until the point where he either got too old, he suffered a health episode publicly a couple of years ago. He either got too old or too done with the way politics worked. I would believe either one when it comes to Nadler. He represents a district in New York City, so that could be really left. It could be really left. Let's engage with some comments here. I don't want to leave you guys completely ignored and alone, but let's scroll back. for those of you, I realize the count of people attending are way higher today. For those of you who weren't here on Monday, I do want to repeat what I mentioned. I was talking to my wife about how I've been doing this. Could you guys believe tomorrow? I think it'll be a full month. And I really appreciate you guys, and you guys make it so easy for me to dedicate the time and the effort that goes into this. Because if I didn't have a thriving community like you guys, the self-reinforcement and the encouragement to continue having a meeting spot for all of us wouldn't be here. And I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful for the engagement. I'm thankful for every one of you. I'm thankful for the people who send me feedback, be it about the setup, the displays, the articles that I'm mentioning, the content that I'm consuming, the content that I send out to you guys and then want feedback on. It means a lot. It means a lot. So for those of you, just because I saw the count higher, I just need to repeat it, and you're going to forgive me every time. I appreciate and I'm thankful for everyone on the stream. So without further ado, let's let me engage with some comments here, because that's what we're here for. Engagement, right? Okay. Hamilton. I didn't know till I was sitting in the waiting room thinking they would ask and wondered why they use 7 if you use -3 in your sequencing. Well, okay, I got in the middle of a conversation there. Not quite sure what it was about, but you guys know I'm going to go back into the comments and figure it out, because I rewatch every one of these. Oh, I guess that's what you're talking about. No problem. Okay, here we are. I guess this is you guys going back and forth about the SNAP benefits. One hopes shoppers are smart enough to be able to know the difference between organic food and more expensive. They can get store brands at lower pricing. Do you know, every time I go shopping for groceries or anything else, really, I look for the store-owned brands or the private labels, just because I'm such a believer in this tuna fish is the same tuna fish as that one, minus the brand name. Like, I honestly think Kirkland, which is Costco's brand, tuna fish, and Bumblebee tuna is canned in the same facility, just in different cans. It's the same fish. And I'm such a believer that store brands are the way to do it. And yeah, I do hope that people who are receiving government money are aware of that. They might be, just because they want to make those benefits last as long as they can. SNAP should cover health food too. We can't process them at our store. What do you mean by health food? I mean, like, look, like I take creatine every day. Should it cover supplements? Should it cover vitamin C tablets? Those are essential stuff. Yeah, that creatine's been there since Monday. I forgot to take it to work. I have a dose here, and I have a can here and a can at work, just in case I don't take my goodies in the morning before I go to work. Falcon Steph. It may be because I'm on the West Coast, but I hadn't heard anything about the incident related to the PQ. I think sometimes MAS is hiding that something national when it's more of a regional item. PQ, sorry, don't know what that is. My mistake there. Sean, but is it tuna or is it chicken? Chicken of the Sea. Chicken of the Sea is a tuna brand, but nah, that's tuna. That's tuna. Uh-oh, why do I have a suspension coming my way? Who did what? I'm not that in the loop. Hamilton, my love for Costco is so high and so dear. Oh my God. PQ poll question. See? To take a line from Michael, I am dummy in chief. Should have known that. I hope I can find that comment again. Yeah. Jamal, yes, I see. And speaking of SNAP benefits, I see plenty of people using them at Costco. Great return on value there. And let's see what else we got here. They should have body cameras. Okay, here we go, Robert. They should have body cameras before. I don't know why DHS wouldn't adopt that as normal police policy. I think that, but I agree with you. And I think in addition to that, the Preddy case, he had a body cam. It's just not released. It's just from the reports I've read. So, okay, body cams is half the formula here, but the other half would be some sort of mandatory release date. You can withhold the footage for 7 days, maybe, so that you can scrub it for national defense reasons and blur things out that need to be blurred out. Yeah, one's got to be paired with the next. That's my that's where I lie on a lot of these stuff. And I'm going to say this, and this is not going to be politically correct for the purposes of our gathering. Hasn't Michael been taking so many days off? And I don't know if it's increased speaking gigs, but something's cooking. And if this is anything of the sort of direct channel, I wonder what is going on in his life. I do. I hope all is well, but there's a lot of days off from the beginning of the year. I mean, I think he missed out either 1 or 2 Saturdays, and stretches at a time, 4 or 5 days. Obviously, he doesn't owe his life to us reporting every day, but every other day when there's a guest host, I'm like, damn, this guy's gone. Yeah. So something that I just have been picking up on over the past month. Just got me thinking as a loyal fan, as I hope I am. So not being mean to Mike, but he's often concerned with things like this that don't really get much further than local or regional. Nonetheless, it's something that's controversial and something that everyone can have an opinion on. So it still gets your creative juices flowing. I hadn't heard about Krasner's comments or Shapiro's response until the poll question this morning. Yeah, Jamal. So even you as a Pennsylvanian, my comments still stand. It's still controversial enough where you can have a nuanced opinion. I mean, I don't mind those things that have to do with really, I don't know, I guess foreign or not local. What am I looking for? You don't really have direct effectiveness with, but you could still have a nuanced and thoughtful opinion on. Corinne, yeah, thanks. Yeah, so you're wondering that too. Jamal, yes, that's right. Okay. Nancy, I'm thinking you're agreeing with me as to why Michael's been off a little more than usual. But hey, wishing all the best, right? Cool. I am Hamilton, to all. I personally recommend you fail the test by a few points when your abilities do decline. It doesn't look as bad as if you... Okay, you're talking about some cognitive test, aren't you? Interesting. Interesting. Do let me know, Ham. I'm interested what that conversation is all about. Suan to Robert. Not only is it a falsehood that all ICE agents are bad, it is also similar to defund the police sentiment about abolish ICE. It's all about optics now, and ICE does so much more. ICE does do a lot more, and Customs and Border Patrol do a lot more. ICE, I think, as ridiculous as this might sound, I think the whole putting an X on ICE's back simply has to do with the fact that they're called ICE. It's ICE as in Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and the acronym being ICE, like the thing that's outside. It's just caught on. Meanwhile, a lot of these anti-ICE people are also anti-CBP, but it's not as flashy as ICE is from a purely marketing point. And yeah, in the end of the day, Like I said with the Renee Good killing, ICE enforces the law of the land, and the law of the land is screwed up. Nonetheless, ICE enforces the law of the land. That is it. That is what the situation is. There's no disputing that. What I will also tell you, ICE is emboldened. ICE is emboldened by basically categorical backing by the Trump administration. The Trump administration calling those they kill domestic terrorists before details are discovered and unraveled and so on. All of that bakes into ICE is still enforcing the law of the land, maybe not perfectly, and the law of the land is imperfect. What could you do? Sean, you have a friend who was an attorney for the shadow brand. I say it was because he is now retired. Okay, planning something there. Hamilton, who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? Smerconish, the shadow knows. But Anthony Carmelo said yesterday, anyone who loves, I guess that is lower people? I lost the comment. Who loves lower over people should not lead. I don't know. I think Jamal was asking something about my... Oh, and they are also told they have absolute immunity. I mean, I haven't seen those comments spelled out, but I would believe it. I would believe it by this administration. I mean, I guess the support of police is that pronounced. During the syndication days, he deliberately looked for local stories for the various markets. SXM led him away from pure local. Yeah, that is it. And I mean, we all know, and even I have it. You can imagine how much more closer to my heart New York City or Brooklyn stories would be instead of national ones. Any person I think is biased to stay more in tune and keep more of a pulse on what's going on in their particular locality. I mean, remember how crazy he went with the whole Conor Lamb and Mastriano and the whole primary for the I think it was either governor or Pennsylvania Senate seat, one of them. Yeah. Will ICE go to the Olympics and the Super Bowl? How about this, and the World Cup? I don't know. Let's see. Trump is probably going to go to the Super Bowl. Let's see how much of a fiasco he wants to do there. ICE is operating unconstitutionally, illegally, and now shooting without any justification. Witness: the woman shot 5 times and had 7 bullet holes. I'm interested in hearing more. Since they're not typical law enforcement, what part of the Constitution are they overlooking? I've seen a previous comment of yours where you said they're violating, I think, 4, 5, and 6 in the Bill of Rights. I don't think they can ask for your... So I think what they're doing, which is probably what you're referring to, they're arresting people and then, or let me correct my phrasing. They're detaining people and then sorting it out later as to their immigration status. So yeah, you can't, I guess you can't detain people arbitrarily off the streets and then figure out, oh, you're a citizen, you're free to go. We just took 2 days of your life. If that's what you're referring to, I got you. You're right. But I wonder, I don't know the nuances of what they can and cannot ask you, let's say differently than the regular NYPD, regular police, regular FBI. If they have to Mirandize you, if it's any different in ICE or CBP kind of lingo. I know for sure you have a right to an attorney, but is it the same right where you could say, am I free to leave? And then you can leave if they say yes. I don't know how the narrative changes given that they're either ICE or CBP. Yes, this is the comment I've seen you say plenty of times before, but now I have it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Isn't 3 quartering? Maybe. Okay. If 3 is quartering soldiers, how are they violating 3? Interested. Amendment dates mean something. All right, we'll get one more, and then I got to go. Thank you, Jamal. J.D. Vance used the absolute immunity term after the Nicole Good shooting. Yeah. Well, okay. He has a campaign to run now, so he's got to say that, right? And let's do another one. Jamal, taxes charged at the distributor level, so it's hidden from the consumer unless you compare prices in and out of the city. Many have been hurt by consumers crossing the border. I wonder what you're talking about there, because guess what? I have tons to say about that, especially from being a business operator to a distributor to a retailer level. I wish I had more context. I'll go back to the comments. And let's end it off with this. Corinne, have a great day, everybody. I have a special day today. I'll tell you who I'm meeting on Friday, because I'm meeting someone special today. It's really cool. Well, no, I'll tell you now. I'm going to Amazon headquarters. How's that? So speak soon, and we'll talk.